Mr. Turner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Secretary, General Dempsey, I want to thank you for this week for your strong statements on the issues of addressing sexual assault in the military. I think your leadership is well needed, and appreciate your strong statements and your strong action. We had a meeting yesterday with General Amos. We understand that General Dempsey, he is certainly echoing your strong commitment. We appreciate the efforts of both of you. It makes a big difference for our men and women who are serving. General, you just said that the world is becoming increasingly unstable, and Mr. Secretary, you have recently said, every day we're within an inch of war. I think as we look to the issue of Syria, we know that Russia and China have blocked 2 United Nations Security Council resolutions with respect to Syria, and certainly I think that takes us to an issue when we look to the world and instability of a question with regard to Russia and China. With regard to Russia, we've seen public reports that they continue to arm the Syrian military, have sent Russian advisors to Syria, and have deployed naval forces off the Syrian coast. So my first question is Mr. Secretary, how would you say that Russia is supporting Syria's military today? And then secondly, I want to switch to China, which unavoidably takes us to the issue of North Korea. North Korea's recent ballistic missile launch failed. Many people sighed with relief, but I think that that's probably misplaced relief, and that we know that North Korea continues its quest for missile technology, and most recently, in the observance of the 100th anniversary of the birth of the founder of the dictatorship, brought forward their new road mobile missile. Secretary Gates previously indicated that North Korea is becoming a direct threat to the United States. I recently wrote to Secretary Clinton and General Clapper, and I asked that my letter be made a part of the record over my concern of what appears to be China's support for the new North Korean missile that was unveiled.
Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you. Specifically, a transporter erector launcher system for the new missile that appears to be of Chinese origin. So my second question then is Mr. Secretary, could you tell me of your concerns of China supporting North Korea's missiles, and is North Korea a direct threat to the United States, something we're witnessing and have to be concerned with China and their involvement?
There's no question that North Korea's capabilities with regards to ICBMs and their developing nuclear capability represent a threat to the United States, and for that reason, we take North Korea and their provocative actions very seriously. Regardless of the success or failure of that effort at the launch, and it was a huge failure, the fact is it was a provocation, and taking that step was condemned and should have been condemned. And our hope is that they don't take any additional provocative actions. The history is they usually turn somewhere else to try to do something provocative, and we hope they don't do that. We're prepared from the Defense Department's point of view to deal with any contingency. But there is growing concern about the mobile capabilities that were on display in the parade recently in North Korea. Now, I have to tell you, we need, frankly, to get better intelligence as to exactly what those capabilities are, exactly, what's real and what's not real here, in order to determine exactly what that threat represents. But I think the bottom line is, if they in fact have a mobile capability to be able to have ICBMs deployed in that manner, that increases the threat coming from North Korea.
And before the time has expired, the concern then is Chinese involvement with North Korea being able to make these advances to support for the systems, and then of course Russia's involvement with Syria.
Yeah, we've made very clear to China that China has a responsibility here to make sure that North Korea, if they want to improve the situation with their people, if they want to become a part of the international family, if they in fact want to deal with the terrible issues that are confronting North Korea, there's a way to do that, and China ought to be urging them to engage in those kinds of diplomatic negotiations. We thought we were making some progress, and suddenly we were back at provocation.
And the concern obviously is that beyond just diplomacy, if the equipment itself has trade and technology exchanges.
I'm sure there's been some help coming from China. I don't know the exact extent of that. I think we'd have to deal with in another context in terms of the sensitivity of that information. But clearly, there's been assistance along those lines. With regards to Russia, Russia has a long history of having provided military assistance and economic assistance to Syria. The good news is that Russia is now working with us to try to get a ceasefire and hopefully put that in place. And they are, I think, at least working with the international community right now. But the reality is that Russia could have a much more significant impact on Syria and on Assad if they were willing to assert that.
Thank you.